Hey y'all, welcome back to Mrs. Lynn's Cooking. Today we're going to make a hot pocket meatball sub. And what we have is I went ahead and made up my meatballs and I baked them. I did not fry them, I baked them. Or you can use a air fryer. You will need either spaghetti sauce or marinara. And then you will need 2 cans of Pillsbury pizza dough and mozzarella cheese. And then you will also need a cupcake tin, and then I just have a cup to push it down in there. Okay, the first thing we did is I went ahead and I sprayed my cupcake pan with oil. Make sure you do that. Now, I took the pizza crust like so, and I'm just stretching it over the best way I can without making holes, but as if you can see, I'm making holes. But that's okay, it will be just fine. It's not going to be perfect, but you will get, sometimes you'll get the holes in them. And just stretch it out the best you can. And then from this, what we're going to do is we're going to take, I've got a little measuring cup, and I'm just going to pop it down like so into the pizza dough. And you may have to hold a little bit of it because you're going to have to make sure that it gets in there like you're going to need your little hole. So we're going to get this done really quick. Now, if you do have holes that are on the side, don't worry about that because we're going to end up cutting this. So, don't worry about it if it's, got holes in it. It's fine. And it's pizza dough, so it should just go as you need it. And there we go. And then once we get our dough into a little bit of a hole here, then we're just going to take our meatball that we went ahead and pre-cooked, let them cool off before you put them in there. So we're just going to take one meatball and put it inside each individual pocket. Like so. And get that done. But like I said, with the meatballs, you can buy the ones that are already made, or you can actually just make them yourself. If you've got hamburger meat, I would say do that. And then after that, what we're going to do is we're going to make sure to stretch back out a little bit because we're going to have to put the other piece of pizza dough over the top of it. So, and it will fall down. So just give me a second because I got to get my a spoon. Okay, I had to get my spoon and a pizza cutter. Forgot to tell you about that. So at this point, you're going to leave it just like so. Then you're going to go in here to your pizza sauce, marinara, whichever you have. It doesn't matter. Use your favorite. Whatever sauce you like, use it. And then you're going to put a spoonful of your pizza sauce slash pasta sauce over the top of each individual meatball. Like so. So we'll get these done up really quick. And then I'm just going to do 12 of them today. But you could also go ahead and, if you've got the time, go ahead and do extra ones and put them in a Ziploc bag after they cool off and put them in the freezer, and then you can just pop them in the toaster oven, air fryer, whatever you have. And just warm them back up. Kids love these things and they taste really good. And they're kind of like a Hot Pocket, but they're actually a lot better for you than you would buy at the store. So from that point, we're going to move this over here. And then I'm going to take my mozzarella cheese. I buy it by bulk because I go through a lot of cheese. So, and we're just going to take our mozzarella and we're going to put mozzarella over the top of each individual meatball and sauce. And then I went ahead and I preheated my oven to 400 as to what it says on the can. Now it tells you on the can to pre-bake it. Do not pre-bake it. Not unless you're doing a pizza. So you'll bake the whole thing together like this. And we're just going to put our cheese in here, however little or however much you like. You can use, chicken, brown up chicken. You can use pork. You can use whatever you like the best. And from this point, I'm going to move this stuff out of the way. And then I'm going to take my other pizza dough and we're going to open this up and my oven just came to temperature. And open this up, and we're going to stretch this over the top of it, and then we'll need a fork. So these things are, oh yeah, I've never had one do this. So bear with me while I try to get this thing out. There we go, Kumi. Never actually had a pizza dough do that to me. It's okay. And try to get this out of here. There we go. I don't want that on there. And that's just a little bit of that outer carton. You don't want that. Make sure that's off. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take the pizza dough. We're going to open it up just like this. And then we're going to take it and we're going to throw it over the top of this. And we're going to have to stretch it out and over the top of it. And you will be cutting this. You're not going to leave it like this. You're going to cut it to where you can make sure that every piece of meatball is covered with your cheese and all. And if it has a little bit coming out, that's okay. It'll come out still. It's fine. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take make sure I got all this closed in, and make sure that it is pinched in there together. You want to make sure that's all pinched in together. And sometimes the bottom dough wants to slide back underneath there. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure it's in there. Okay, and from this point, let me turn this around so I can see this side. I stretch it out. And it takes a few minutes to do, so don't get in a hurry. Just take your time, and you're just wanting to do this because we're going to have to seal this as well. So I'm going to go ahead and try and start sealing some of the outer edges for right now. And then I found out if you don't have a pizza cutter, that's fine. Knife will work just as good. Okay, and then I'm going to take, and I always lift it up just so that I can see where I'm going with this dough, so that I cut it into individual little pockets. And then once we get this done, we're going to take and put it in the oven. Whoops, don't know that's supposed to do that, but that's okay. Then I'm going to do the same way, and you're just making a little pizza pockets, what we're doing. And like I said, if you have time and you could do more, they warm up really, really good, because I've taken them to my husband's office and they loved them. They ate them up. And then we're just going to take a fork, like I said, and we're going to squeeze this dough down in here together, just like so, and make sure it is sealed. Now, some people will tell you to butter it. If you want butter on it, a little bit of garlic or parsley, you can do that. Personally, I would just leave it the way it is. So, we're just going to do that. And then what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to come in on the outer edges because there's just so much dough on here. And I'm just going to cut that extra dough off. Okay. And like I said, we're just going to seal it together. And if it does split, that's fine. It's not going to hurt anything. So we're just going to do this because this is going to retract a little bit after when it starts cooking. So, and like I said, you can use a finger, you can use a fork, but if you want to make it look pretty, use a fork. That's what I do. And then nobody will know that you actually made them unless you tell them. They'll think you actually bought them at the store. And they taste a whole lot better than what you would get at the grocery store that's frozen. So we're going to go ahead and get this done. And get these all sealed in together. And then cut off the extra over here. And the dough, if you have dough left over, that's great. Because you can actually just roll it up and put it on a pan. And put some garlic powder and a little bit of parsley on it and make breadsticks with it. So,
Trying to get these done really well, because I do want to make sure it's kind of mashed in there really good. So I'm going to go back over it with my finger just to make sure it's all matched in. And kids will love this too because they can actually eat it and hold it in its perfect size. Let me cut this out here. Then it takes a few minutes, but when you're making food like this, it makes it nice to have a home-cooked meal. A lot of people eat out a lot, and I don't blame them, because when you're tired when you get off work, but personally, there's nothing better than a home-cooked meal. And then just make sure I got all that sealed down in there, just like so. And then we're going to take this over to our oven that's set at 400, and we're going to bake this until it turns a light golden brown. And no, you do not have to poke it or anything to vent it. You don't want to do that. Just make sure it's all sealed up together. Okay, we pulled our Hot Pockets out of the oven. At this point, you're going to let them sit here for a few minutes and cool off before we go to pop them out of the tray itself. So once we get it done, we'll plate it up and we'll let you look at it. Okay, our Hot Pocket is out. What I've done is I just put a little bit more of the spaghetti sauce, is what we've got, onto the side. And then that's pretty much about it. So if you like my video, please like and subscribe.